Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. Your host Frank Holder sitting here with you. And of course, this is the show we talk about sports with comedians. So let's get ready to bring in some of the comedians. My man Howie Bell's in the building. Howie, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing, Frank Holder? All is well on this happy Friday, brother.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes,
My
sir.
filmmaker Jason Hayes in the building. Jay, how you doing, sir?
Hey, it's all good. What's up, fellas?
What up, though?
And one of my producers is in the building too, Kevin Lane. How you doing, sir?
What's happening, fellas? How we doing today?
What's happening? What's happening?
All good.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the show started today. And since it's being me and everybody, they feel funny about me going first. I'm gonna go first today because I ain't got certain people telling me I can't go first. So I'm gonna go first. All right. Do y'all have a problem with me going?
Hey, not at all, brother.
I think it's gonna be a funny show today to go first. All right, so we're looking at the top 5 most shocking quotes made by athletes. Okay, in no particular order. In no particular order. This is what we did. The top 5 shocking quotes by players or athletes in sports. One. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat your children. Praise be to Allah. Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. I like that one. I thought that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Next one. I got a family to feed. I got a family to feed. You know, that is Latrell Sprewell. Now,
On his way out.
Yeah. Now, if you're sitting there trying to figure it out, that's when he was waiting and he was under contract and he was going back and forth trying to get an extension of his contract, which he never got, which is crazy. He never got the extension of his contract. But he was mad because he got $14.6 million and he wanted more and he ended up not getting it, which is crazy. Okay, next one is when asked by a judge if he had any regrets about throwing a man through a window, Charles Barkley said, "Yeah, I regret we weren't on a higher floor." That's hilarious. I think Charles Barkley would say something like that. And then I got one say, if you're not trying to hide something, you wouldn't keep getting away with it for 10 years. Nobody is that clever. That's Lance Armstrong when he really was trying to act like he wasn't cheating. But guess what? He was cheating and he had been cheating for 10 years. So I thought that was hilarious. But the funniest quote I saw on the internet that I didn't want to get, that was low-hanging fruit, was by NHL player Sean Avery. He played for the Red Wings, New York Rangers, Dallas Stars, and LA Kings. He said, I just want to comment on how it's become a common thing in the NHL for guys to fall in love with my sloppy seconds.
I never heard that. That's crazy.
That was hysterical. I was like,
Wow.
So I'm like, okay, so he putting people out there in the NHL. He putting them out on blast. So Howie, give me some of your funniest quotes.
Hey, I got to put Mike Tyson in there. He had a million of them, bro. So I mean, but he was in he was on a TV show, I guess, like a debate thing before a fight with Razor Ruddock, 1991, one of those pre-fight debates, and he was killing Razor Ruddock. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna make you my girlfriend. You sweet." And he said, "I'm gonna make you." He said, "I'm gonna make you kiss me good with them big lips." That was shocking.
No, did he?
Like, I don't know how to take that. You gonna beat him up or make love? I didn't know what that was about. Tyson had a million of them. Of course, Muhammad Ali. Gotta go with Muhammad Ali, man. He said, "Man, if you want to lose your money, then bet on Sonny." And then he talking about Sonny Liston, and I thought that was sweet. He had a million of them. He also had one though. I gotta say this though, and he said, "I'm gonna get the gorilla in Manila." And he was referring to Joe Frazier because he kept calling him a gorilla before that big fight they had in Manila. And he had a punching down too, and he kept beating it up. He's like, "This is what I'm gonna do to him." And it looked like a little black monkey. I promise you, it was one of the funniest things in the world. Marshawn Lynch had a million quotes. Oh my God. But he had one that I just can't get over. He hated doing interviews. So what he would do was he would keep saying the same thing over and over again. So he had one where he went into the interview, sat there and he said, "Okay, I'm just here to let y'all know. I'm going to answer this question and I'm going to say the same thing every time. Go ahead." And they asked him a question. He said, "I just want to be here so I don't get fined."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Ask him a million questions. I just want to be here so I don't get fined. I think that I don't want to get. We just want to be here so I don't get fined was classic for Marshawn Lynch of many. I had Charles Barkley too. That's crazy. I said Charles Barkley had so many quotes that's crazy, but he said one thing. He said sometimes that light at the end of the tunnel is a train. I'm like, this is genius. Last one of the quotes, Tom Brady. This is one of my favorite quotes just in general, man. And he was asked, what was your favorite, championship ring? What was your favorite Super Bowl? And he said, my favorite ring is always the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was pretty tight. You know what I'm saying, Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Those are my quotes.
Those are his quotes. Okay, Jay, let me see what your quotes look like.
Well, to kick it off, I'm gonna start with a Charles Barkley quote too. Man, I saw Barkley say this. Barkley said, "If you hit me, it's 100% chance I'm gonna hit your ass back." He said 100%. I saw one, by Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella said that statistics are like bikinis. They show a lot, but not everything.
I like that one.
I like one by Martina Navratilova. She said, whoever said it's not whether you win or lose was probably a loser.
Yeah. I like that one.
Now, I saw another one that by Rocky Graciano, this boxer from like the 1920s. He said he quit school in the 6th grade because of pneumonia. Not because he had it, but because he couldn't spell it. And then now another one was your boy Joe Theismann. He said nobody in football should be called a genius. He said being called a genius is reserved for smart men like Norman Einstein. And one more before I get out of here. This soccer player, George Best, he said, I spent 90% of my money on women and booze. The rest of it I wasted.
Oh, that's classic.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like that one. Yeah. Kathleen, give me your best quotes.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna start with this one. Some fan boys might not like it, but I'm gonna start with LeBron saying, "At the end of the day, it's only basketball. It's just basketball." Sorry, Jay. Sorry, Jay, but that's whew. Anyway. I like to think of these kind of as inspirational. These next ones, not as funny, but Muhammad Ali said, "Don't count the days, make the days count." And
I like that one.
That was inspirational. One from Deion Sanders. Water covers 2/3 of the earth. I cover the rest.
I like that one.
Another one from my man Deion, because I was a big fan. But he said, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, they pay good.
I like that one.
That was one of my favorite quotes from him, man.
Yeah, my
I
favorite.
remember that.
And the last one is from my man, Michael Jordan. He said, I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that's why I succeed.
Yeah, right.
Inspirational.
Jordan failed? What?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
It's all good.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Jay gonna say something about I knew was gonna say something. Peanut gallery. Peanut gallery. I still love you, Jay. I still love you, Jay. right, the next one is I'm not going first. I'm going last. I'm not going first because I'm married and my wife probably is watching. So I'm not. So with that being said, Howie, I'm sure your wife is not watching. So I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah.
Finest women in sports.
Yeah, she's getting her hair done. Thank God.
There you go.
Finest women in sports is so many beautiful women. Boy, it was hard looking at this. I had to go throwback right quick, man, to Jane Kennedy. I had to start off with that. The classic beautiful woman, man. Like, she was gorgeous. I didn't know that she was Miss Ohio in 1970. And she actually placed top 10 in Miss USA. But, the big thing about her, she started off kind of TV and, doing the USO tours with Bob Hope. And she was even on Sanford and Son. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? And then she had a big breakthrough in 1978 when she became a sports anchor for NFL Today on CBS. And that was really big, man. I really thought that was as beautiful as she was, man. You know what I'm saying? And to see her now, she's 73 years old. She still looks good. Jane Kennedy. Yep, gorgeous.
I just saw her the other day.
Did you really? Really?
Yeah, I know her. So I just saw her the other day.
Oh wow, you know her. Okay.
Yeah,
That made me all right. I hopefully make you uncomfortable.
No. She's married to my friend Bill Overton, so I'm not even.
Okay, tell Bill I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Bill.
You start out over your wife, Bill.
Yeah, right. Your wife is beautiful, Bill. You did a good job. All right.
He used to it. He's used to it.
He's used to it. Okay. My next one would be Florence Griffith Joyner. FloJo. FloJo was incredibly beautiful, track star, Olympian. Man, she had so many. She's the fastest 100-meter runner. I think her record still stands today. Still, right now, nobody can beat how fast she was, but she was definitely known for them legs and how she was built and her body and all of that. And she was absolutely gorgeous, bro. She died too, man, like controversial death around it, man. They thought that she was doing some kind of sports enhancements at one time, but it was found out that she had some kind of brain condition that she actually died from. So that was kind of deep. You know what? I got to go with a little bit of Amazon here. Liz Cambridge.
Oh, okay.
Liz Cambridge, WNBA. Yeah, man. I don't know if y'all seen how that tall yellow thing right there, but she got the nice thickness and she almost got the bodybuilder body. You know what I'm saying? And all that type of stuff.
Trouble. You going to get in trouble. Keep going.
Look, one of the best, and she's from Australia. Very beautiful lady, man. And you know what? I didn't know that she actually scored 53 points in the game.
Yep.
I would think, man. She was really good. Very controversial, though. And she started her own OnlyFans page.
Okay.
Yeah, she got an OnlyFans page right now. So I was like, oh my God. So anyway, she's beautiful, gorgeous.
Did you subscribe, Howie? Did you subscribe?
No, I didn't. I don't have any subscriptions to any OnlyFans page. No.
Okay, there you go.
I'm gonna go with the old Serena Williams, pre Sammy Sosa look. I'm gonna go with that. The old Serena's body was incredible at one time. She was just so gorgeous to me. And I just thought that she was. I don't know what she's done lately to herself and all that stuff, but got to go with the old Serena Williams, man. Oh man, so I got one more. Her name was Alicia Lehman, and she is incredibly fine. She plays football, which is known as soccer. And she is incredibly gorgeous. She is a Caucasian white woman with the body of a woman from Chicago. And I can promise you this, she's gorgeous. I didn't know she was that. It's just a white woman can have a rear like that. And so, so Alicia Lehman, that's my last one.
I don't know what the body of a woman from Chicago look like. So
just imagine.
I don't know. See, when I think of Chicago, I think of beat up cars. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. If you never been to Chicago, hung around with your people in Chicago, you're missing out. Chicago got some of the most beautiful women in the country. And shouts out to my wife. She's from Chicago. But yeah.
Oh, I like how you cleaned that up. You cleaned that up. I like that.
Lucky for you.
No, they have the most beautiful woman in the country.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, some of them.
Yeah, one of them at least, right?
One of them at least. That's right.
That's right. No, you got the.
Right.
Hey, it's on you. Give me the finest women in sports to you?
Well, I know that me and Howie can't go out together because we got some overlap, so we be shooting our shot at the same things.
Nah, both of y'all married.
Howie hard the same chick.
No, y'all ain't doing that. Y'all both married. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all just
So, like Howie, I got FloJo because how can you not have FloJo on that list, man?
Right.
You know, and he said the same thing. I got Serena, but I got Black Cat Suit Serena, not what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? I made that note, like, yeah, you know, she's still there, but it ain't the same cat suit.
No, it ain't.
Number 3 for me is Lolo Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Lolo Jones is stunning, bro. The only downside, you know, she was a virgin, probably still. And that's why dudes ain't shooting like that. You telling the world that you ain't giving up. I mean, what you expect?
Yeah.
She might have got all those hurdles, though, you know, if she got over that hurdle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna say she's pretty, but only in like, you know, she's a cute and you kind of want to defend her and her girlfriend kind of way. I'm gonna say Sha'Carri Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sha'Carri's really, really pretty, man. You know, but you know, I don't want to be a dirty old man like that, so I'm gonna move on. But number 1 for me, Monica Wright McCall.
Okay.
From Love and Basketball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like that one. Even though she ain't real. She's real, but she ain't real.
She's so real they made a movie about her life. That's how real Monica is, bro.
I ain't mad at you. Kev, give me your 5 finest women in sports.
Wow. When Jay said that there's going to be competition, he didn't know that I was looking at them chicks too. FloJo, she's on there. We would, if she was still alive, God bless her soul, but we would. I'm up for grabs. You guys are married, so I think I'd be safe. Same thing for Lolo Jones. I said her too. She don't seem so like she got it all upstairs, but she's a pretty young lady. I'm gonna go with Leren Franco. She's Peruvian, Paraguayan.
Oh, okay.
Paraguayan. She runs track and field. Lord. She's just pretty and just gorgeous.
Something about them track and field women, ain't it?
I have no idea what y'all talking about.
Yes,
like
you
the
do.
only really feminine female athletes, you know, they do all that.
Right.
Yeah.
I intentionally not stay in track and field.
Right. I mean, it's been like that since high school.
Right.
There's some pretty women in basketball, but they all kind of seem a little bit manly to me in the face. Like they get in shape and deezed up, and so they can't do it for me. So I went with this other young lady in volleyball named Michelle Gumambo. She's from the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Never heard of her.
They get tall in the Philippines to play volleyball?
Yeah. Oh yeah, boy. And I love to be a test subject.
It crashed down.
And lastly, you know, I think she's kind of cute in her own way. She's bubbly, she's smiling all the time, and she's just a little cutie to me. It's Simone Biles. I kind of dig it. I know she's younger, you know, a lot younger than me, but you know, she's a little cutie. I kind of think that she got a full package, body, and she's very cute and bubbly.
She definitely looks like a football running back too, but I guess that don't count. Like
she's 4'9", man.
Listen. Hey, you're.
So you trying to say she give you Barry Sanders-esque vibes?
Yeah, she does.
Well, we will wrestle. We will wrestle in bed. Trust that.
Yeah, and you will lose.
She would have you on nitroglycerin tablets.
Yeah,
that's all right. I take that loss.
Okay, so the 5 finest women in sports for me. Yeah, I saw this girl playing basketball, and it was my wife. That's number one.
There you
Now,
go.
see,
I saw this other girl playing track and field, and my wife was running, so it was my wife.
Yeah.
Track and field.
suck
And then I
up.
saw this other girl playing, golf, and it was my wife. She's playing back. So I'm not
This is
trying
this
to.
is boding well.
I'm not trying to eat no salad tonight. No, all right, seriously. Listen, these are very attractive women. I thought that, the 5 was attractive women in no particular order for me. Candace Parker, she's one of the most beautiful women to me. Plays basketball. I was like, I like Candace. And Naomi Osaka, plays tennis. I think Naomi is, she's really young, but I think she's a gorgeous young girl. I like her. Marion Jones, obviously, I think Marion Jones is one of the most beautiful women to run track and field. We all got FloJo. So I'm down with the FloJo thing. And this other girl plays in the WNBA. I'd never even heard of her before. Her name was Chris Gondrzak. I had never seen her before, but when I came across her, I was like, this girl I thought she was a fashion model. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah, she was definitely up there. I was pretty happy with that. So now next, we are going to go into, let me see where we at. I want to do, before we do the injuries, because there's some pretty bad injuries. I want to have Steve get ready to tap up the 5 most outrageous outfits that you have and you've seen. And Steve, I'm gonna, before we even dive into any, Steve, can you play? Steve's in the background. Can you play the Deebo Samuel one that everybody and their mother has seen? Steve got this queued up. Steve, give me Deebo.
Lightning Carl Lewis doing his thing. Well, you know why Carl runs so fast. You can run, but you can't hide from your true self, Miss Lewis.
Okay, that's one from, and Steve, I know we got another one, so give me another one.
What's that second one?
Yeah.
You that I love is that you're fearless when it comes to fashion. Were you always like that?
Always. You gotta be able to express yourself, and today I wanted to do something a little different.
Yeah, that's just the quick ones we found to throw this up there real.
Thank you.
That has got to be the zestiest.
But you know what? After seeing Deebo, that was 90% less zesty. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Howie, it took 90% of the sass off of it, didn't it?
It did. It softened the blow a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we wanted to have a list. We're gonna put a list up together of men we know who get dressed for certain different things. You know what I mean? And yeah, so my five in no particular order. I got Deebo Samuel. We saw a clip of Deebo. And Deebo's been known for coming in. We didn't get a chance to throw up. There's one clip of Deebo comes in and he come into a game and yeah, I was like, is he sure he's playing in the National Football League? Like, does he know this is football? Like, this is football. But
It'd be the longest walk.
Oh man,
Yeah.
the longest, sassiest walk.
Right, really, it's really bad. And then you got Mac Hollins of the Buffalo Bills surprised me coming in last year with his crazy walk and his crazy thing after. But I think I was shocked mostly because he came in with nothing on his feet. You know what I mean? During a winter game in Buffalo, I was like, this dude is really out there.
That's
then you got Dwayne Wade, and there was so many Dwayne Wades one. I couldn't even decide on which one to pull up. Wow, Dwayne, you really? And then James Harden had about a good 60 of them too. So I couldn't, I was trying to figure out which one should I pick between, But I wanted to end this man with a shout out to Craig Sager, because Craig Sager, even though he's not an athlete, he used to come in with some of the flyest stuff, even though it was always some of the most peachiest colors and vibrant colors and everything else. I was like, bro, what are you doing with some of this outfits? I was like, yeah, I couldn't understand that. So
damn you,
that's
Frank.
Huh?
I said, damn you, Frank.
Craig Sager, sorry, bro.
Damn.
Sorry. Yeah, but anyway, Howard, give me some of yours craziest outfits.
It was so many to choose from. Couldn't really narrow it down. I'm kind of familiar, kind of like what you were saying, but with Russell Westbrook, You know what? His his choice of garment and fashion is very obscure, to say the least. I've seen him with a couple dresses on too, like skirts. So and it just, he just looks. Sometimes he can look, maybe like a little masculine, but most times he got the real weird, you know what I'm saying, kind of out of space LGBTQ type look. You know what I'm saying? So James Harden.
Yeah.
James Harden is probably one of the worst dressers I've ever seen walk through a tunnel going to a game. As good as he is, somebody, man, got to help him, bro. One time he looked like he had on a garbage bag, like some garbage bag pants, and they was like real huge. They just looked, and then he had like one blue jean outfit that looked like a curtain. It was like it just. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So James Harden is definitely on the list. Of course, I got LeBron on the list. He can at any given time, he can look like your mama's sister. So I had to put him on there. It's crazy how he looks. Cam Newton. Cam Newton actually is a really good dresser. But he could get bizarre with it too. You know what I'm saying? But he kind of mastered his thing with the hats and all that. But he was coming out when he was walking out the tunnel. He would have his outfits on, but he never was as saucy with it. But he was borderline. He was edgy fashion.
It's because Cam put all his clothes on all at once.
And one of my top fashion, or it could be a fashion statement, was from Magic Johnson. In 1988 in Chicago at the All-Star Weekend, and he had on this sweet fur coat with a hood.
Oh,
and he walked through Yeah, that got to be one of the most gangster, historic, prolific pictures, man, of somebody coming, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta say, man, when you're an athlete or celebrity and you got some dope outfits, the sad part is you can't wear them twice. You know what I mean? Because some of them are so fly. You can't go out. Hey, I saw you, Dad. I mean, you could, but you
can't.
I saw you. Okay, so let me see what Jay. Let me see what you're working with. And Jay, just before you start yours, I want to say this: we need to put on Monday's list top 5 zestiest athletes coming into the arena. That's what we should have did today. But that's what
we gonna have some repeats on the
right. We're gonna have some repeats, but it'd be real funny.
It's habitual offenders out here, I can tell you that.
All right, keep going, Jay. Give me yours.
Okay, so one is that James Harden outfit.
Yeah,
it's the blue one. It looked like it's like corduroy and denim all in one, and it's bell bottoms. It's straight up, and it looked like he like stepped inside the Cookie Monster. You know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, it's like the most. I think Howie talked about it. I mean, it's this crazy blue. I've never seen anything so ridiculous.
Right.
Craig Sager, every suit and tie he ever put on, every single one of them.
Everything.
Yeah, he was dope.
All of it. A sleeper, Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons, listen, he wore bedazzled t-shirts and nut cruncher shorts like nobody else, bro. Walt Clyde Frazier, bro. He's still wearing these outfits. Walt Clyde Frazier, the Nick Great, he dresses like it's like he's the background, from the original Shaft movie. That's how he still dresses, bro. I mean, he's wearing the same suit from 1969. And to end it out, anything a male figure skater has ever worn, ever, and especially Johnny Wheeler.
He putting people on blast out here. He put people on blast. Jay ain't right. Jay, you gotta have a top 5 zesty. You gonna have the top 5 zesty on Monday. I'm gonna let you lead that because wow, he right about figure skating though. Whew, yeah. Go ahead, Kev. Give me a top.
Well, there was a lot of crossover because I did see this James Harden one where he was wearing a sweatsuit under a short suit. like a short outfit, short sleeve outfit with the short pants, and he had a sweatsuit underneath it.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Give me all of
them. We all said LeBron, with that getting up, and I'm sorry, people might think I'm piling on LeBron, but
no way.
That was definitely outrageous. And like I go back to that phrase I always say, "This is your king." Just saying. Another one would be Kyle Kuzma. He came with the pink sweater with the sleeves hanging down past his knees.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
He's a nut.
Another habitual offender.
Yep, another one. We're gonna have to get some stills and put them up on next show. We're gonna have to do that. Stills and video. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Number 4 would be again another crossover, but Russell Westbrook. From the skirts to just he'll wear like what do you call those, like the vest that construction workers wear, or
right
over it. Enough said.
You came straight from the airport, working the runway.
Yep.
He's a hot mess. And lastly, I was also gonna go. Somebody else said it, but it's true. My man, Clyde Frazier, had the outfits. He was the long collars, the plaid pimp suits with the shoot. That dude was flossing, and he stayed flossing to this day.
He ain't miss a beat. All right, now it's time to go to the top 5 worst injuries in sports. And
oh man,
there's a whole bunch. And some of these I took from low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of them for me. And in no particular order. Number 1 for me was Darryl Stingley coming across the middle, Patriots wide receiver. When he got hit, he got smacked and got paralyzed on the spot. Number 2 for me is you really can't. There's no other worse injury than when you die on the court of the field, and that's Hank Gathers. I had to put Hank Gathers up there because Hank Gathers died during a game.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me is a goalie for the NHL, Clint Malarchuk. He got his throat cut during an NHL game, and it required 300 stitches. And the thing came across his jugular. Like I was like, that was like, whoa.
Oh.
I saw the video of that today. I was like, that's terrible. And low-hanging fruit for me, Joe Theismann getting hit, on national. I think it was a Monday night game too. You know what I mean? That was really bad. Yeah, by LT. That was really bad. And of course, the Paul George leg snap. I think that's gonna forever be embedded in sports history. Like, the way I didn't think Paul George would ever even walk again.
I thought his career was over.
Yeah, let it on play again. That one, I was like, and the crazy thing about it is like, there was a kid who played for the Celtics a couple years ago. I can't remember his name right now. I see his face. Now he plays for, well, I think he retired. He went to Charlotte, and he was supposed to be part of the Celtics Big Three.
Oh, Gordon Hayward.
Gordon Hayward's leg the other, a couple years back where it snapped too. I was like,
it was his ankle, and
it was
filthy.
Me and Kevin were on the phone talking, watching the game live. We both screamed at the same time. Like live. Like, it was bad. So, Howie, give me yours. Top 5 worst injuries in sports that you've seen. It doesn't even have to be, what we said.
Yeah, they've been bad. Hank Gathers was definitely somebody I put down, man. That's tragic, man. Actually died playing the game.
It's terrible.
Of course, I doubled up with you with Paul George. Man, I saw a game between Texas and Iowa State girls basketball, and a girl was going, with the ball. She couldn't see the girl behind her, and she moved her head back, and the other girl mouth hit the back of her head, bro. Man, blew it out, blew her whole mouth out, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want to say she lost a tooth. You know what I'm saying? But blew it out. I mean, it was terrible, man, to stop the game for a minute to let her, get her together. That was a bad injury. You know what I'm saying? I had never seen something like that. DeMar Hamlin.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's DeMar. Yeah, DeMar. Yeah.
Oh, man. You talk about he scared the world, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. The world stopped for a minute. The game stopped. The world stopped. Yeah.
Literally, the game stopped, man. He was lifeless. You know what I'm saying? After that hit, bro. That was scary. That was tough, man.
Mhm.
I gotta say something from Detroit at least one time during the show.
Yeah.
But we had a player for the Lions who was a Pro Bowl All-Star player. His name was Mike Utley, and he's big, tall, white boy, one of our linemen, and he got paralyzed in 1992 on the field in Detroit. And he had this big thing. They was giving him thumbs up. It was called thumbs up, and they rallied around that season for the rest of the year, and they won some pretty good games. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was wound up being a decent season, but we lost him, and that kind of stumbled our chances that year playoffs. He always something with the Lions. But Mike Utley was a really good player, really, and he's still remembered and admired still to this day in Detroit.
That's your list?
That's my list.
All right, Jay, give me your list.
All right. Well, for me, I'm gonna get Joe Theismann. I mean, I just got to mention it because it's terrible.
Yeah.
But also in the same uniform, Alex Smith.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alex Smith was in a game against the Texans. He got hit by Kareem Jackson, and J.J. Watt got twisted and collapsed upon. He had a compound fracture. He had a spiral and compound fracture on it. His leg was dangling, bone shot through the skin.
Yeah.
And and right now, I saw him in a commercial selling slides. I don't know why he's doing that with shorts on. The boy had a Frankenstein. He got a Frankenstein leg now, bro. So the fact he came back at all is amazing to me.
Yeah.
Another one, Sean Livingston.
Oh yeah. Remember that? Yeah.
He went up, landed awkward, dislocated both kneecaps, tore the MCL, the ACL, like he messed up every aspect of his knee, dude. And to make it worse, he missed the damn shot. Insult the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Another nasty one that recently, like 2 years ago, was Nick Chubb against the Steelers.
Oh yeah, remember that too. Yeah.
When he was driving, that dude put that helmet right smack down, and his knee did some things that legs ain't supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. I mean, the fact that he came back and said, I still want to play football tells me the football players are just different.
Yeah. They built different, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought he was done. Yeah.
And it's called insane. How?
Yeah.
And the craziest thing I saw, to kind of piggyback Damar Hamlin, unlike the rest of the people in the uncultured heathens in this room, I actually watch soccer. I can appreciate soccer, right? And I remember watching the Euro Cup, and Denmark was playing against another European team, and the soccer player Christian Eriksen from Denmark collapsed on the field. That's the first time I saw it happen. It happened before Damar Hamlin. He was walking, he dropped, he went into cardiac arrest, and it took like a half an hour, man, to like really get his heart started, to get everything situated. The most terrifying thing I've ever seen on live TV.
Can I piggyback on one thing you said about soccer? Just real quick as a bonus. I saw a soccer game where the lightning struck the field and like 5 or 6 players fell. They got struck by lightning. Yeah, I don't know if y'all remember that. It was some time ago. Yeah. So I just wanted to add that. I thought that was one of the scariest things
I never heard that before. Kev, give me a list.
Okay. Some of these are going to be low-hanging fruit and duplicates. I know, like the one that we watched, Frank. Oh, Lord. That starts off my list, Gordon Hayward, because we saw that real time. Actually, all of these I saw real time. But I was on the phone with Frank for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Livingston, that was a heartbreaker for me because I was a huge Sean Livingston fan. I just love his game. When he came back from the injury, he was still good, but that he was looking hesitant. He was hesitant to do stuff, and I was just thinking of like, please don't fall again. Don't do nothing because he's so skinny. He's so skinny. The Paul George one, saw that real time. That was just tingles in your chest. Make just the feeling. Damn. Again, another one that we all seen real time. Alex Smith. I agree with that one. That was just ugly. And then he was sitting up, getting carted off, and was like still cool, even though his leg was all wrapped up in that big black bandage thing. But he was, I would have been rolling around. Anyway. And then the last one would be Tua Tagovailoa, whatever, however you say his name. When he got stung up a couple of times in that game, and he got up and he was clearly wobbling and like, what is he doing? And he tried to stay in the game and play. That hurt my head.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's his fire. Let's keep it moving now, because obviously it's Friday. Let's see if we can throw some stuff in here right now with the top 5 best action films. We always, we want to throw some of that in there right now. Because of the time, I'm gonna fly through mines in no particular order. I got literally, it's hard for me to pick 5, so I just, the first 5 I could think of. One for me is Hard Boiled with Chow Yun-Fat. Love that movie. That movie is like one of my most favorite movies all time. Aliens, the sequel to Alien with Sigourney Weaver. That was that was super dope.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, Judgment Day, like bomb, like one of my favorites. I love that. Kill Bill Volume 1. I absolutely love that film, especially the end scene with the the fighting with the Chinese dunjo. I don't even know how she did that. That was super dope. And then my 5th one is Gladiator with Russell Crowe, because at the time when I saw that, I was like, this is some of the best action sequence I had seen ever at the time. That's my 5. Flew through them because I want to make sure everybody gets their 5 in. So Howie, give me your 5.
You know what, man? Hey, I gotta agree with you, brother. Terminator 2, Judgment Day, gotta be one of the greatest action movies of all time. I mean, I can watch that literally every day, anytime it comes on, or just I could just watch a few. Say, let me just watch. Reservoir Dogs, man, great movie. Quentin Tarantino, probably one of the best action gangster heist movies, man, ever. And great actors, great dialogue, everything about Reservoir Dogs is an incredible movie. The Matrix, I got to put that in there. First Matrix was probably groundbreaking, especially the way the graphics was and the way they did, the special effects and all that kind of stuff was groundbreaking at the time. Incredible movie, The Matrix. Kind of changed the way we look at different movies and cinema and stuff like that. Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. I got to go with that one. It impacted me as a kid. That was one with Billy D. Williams was in it, it was just incredible movie. That's when he found out that Luke Skywalker found out that Darth Vader was his father. That was just an epic Star Wars movie. You can watch that at any given time. And my last one I got on the list is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I think if you can put that on, I could watch that on repeat. It's funny. The action is there. Actually, the whole series, Indiana Jones, is great. And man, those are my top. Not in no particular order.
I can't even put mine in order because it'd be ridiculous to put them in order. I can't name the best one of all time, but I can name the top 30. Jay, filmmaker, give me your top 5 best action films. Be interesting to hear your 5.
Well, like you guys, I just wrote down like the first 5 that came to mind because they're like some of my favorites to watch. Like even still, Aliens was on that list.
Yep.
Also, The Matrix. You cannot have an action movie list and not have The Matrix on it.
Absolutely.
But another one that I like a lot is First Blood. First Blood is the first Rambo movie. And, to me, it's the best in the series because it was actually a real story attached to it. I mean, like you saw this dude that you thought really wasn't anything, and then all of a sudden he's doing this crazy stuff. So I love First Blood. Black Panther.
Yeah.
Hands down, one of the best action movies ever made, ever. It's a flawless film, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree.
And one of my all-time sleepers that most people don't really talk about, even know about, V for Vendetta.
I
love that movie, man. The fight sequences, everything associated with it, man. That's one of my favorite movies ever made. Is V for Vendetta. And honorable mention, it's all action. Debbie Does Dallas.
Okay.
Wow.
I done action.
All action.
I never saw it. I never saw it. Never saw it. I want to make sure I put it out there for anybody who's recording. I never saw it. Anyway, Kev, give me your top 5.
All right. Well, again, so many. We could do this list again tomorrow and then next week, and we'd still have bangers. Yeah. But I'm starting off. I'm going to go with one of my favorite Donnie Yen movies, Kung Fu Killer, where he's looking for this dude that is doing these horrific killings all over the place, and guys basically hiding right there underneath your nose. But the fight scenes in that one were just incredible. Donnie Yen, he does a bang-up job anyway. There's just a couple of scenes in this next one that just make me like this dude, Jason Statham. Yeah, I did enjoy The Mechanic Part 2. Some of the sequences in that are just, Jason Statham is that dude's phenomenal. Went another way on this one with a young lady, a female, and Frank and I were talking about this the other day, but Atomic Blonde. That was a doozy, because she, like you said, Frank, she was taking blows, she was getting her ass whooped, but she was doing stuff with the guns and chairs and doing.
Charlize Theron, right?
Yeah. And look realistic too. Look realistic. That's what I like about it. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what else was a good action movie, low key? U.S. Marshals with Wesley Snipes. You remember movie U.S. Marshals?
Yeah, that ain't in my top 20. That ain't in my top 20.
That's a good movie, man.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. It was a follow-up to the other one with the doctor.
Can't finish your list. Go ahead.
It was a follow-up to that one with the doctor. Almost the same flavor or whatever. Same team that was looking for what's his
Harrison
name?
Ford.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of mine is I'm a 007 fan, so I liked Spectre. And
Spectre was good.
It was just a lot of back to back action.
Yeah. The one before that, what was the movie before that? That was my favorite one. What's the one before that? The one that came out right before that?
Skyfall.
Skyfall is my favorite James.
Skyfall. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kev. Keep going.
And then my last one, I think I might have said this before, but it's one of my favorite movies to watch, period. I know not just Bruce Lee's lines, but I know every line in that movie. The Dragon.
Man.
Anytime that comes on, it's like, oh, I'll stop what I'm doing. I gotta watch it.
Yeah,
great movie.
Mine.
Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, before we roll up out of here, Jay poses the question of what we're thinking about going into the weekend. But since we got enough time, I want to ask one other additional question to each one of you, and I'm gonna start with you, Howie, first. And this is a question right off the dome, Howie. Don't think about it, just right off the dome. Favorite game you ever watched in any sport? Favorite game you ever watched?
Favorite game I ever watched in any sport? Damn it! I want to say the Super Bowl.
Don't think about it. Yeah, go ahead.
The Super Bowl when the Tennessee Titans were playing against the Rams. I think that was the game when McNair was playing, and it went down to the 1 inch line.
And he stretched out.
And he stretched out, and he came up short, and the Rams won. But the Titans would have won if he would have gotten the end zone. Got to be one off the top. That's got to be one of the best games I've ever seen. That Super Bowl.
I like that. I like that pick. Off the top, I like that. Mm-hmm. Jay, off the top of your dome, what's the favorite game you ever saw? Off the top of your dome.
I mean, the wildest game that comes to mind to me was Kansas City Buffalo in the championship game 2 years ago. When Allen drove down and they went up and left home something like 37 seconds or something like that.
13.
Yeah.
13.
13 seconds.
Yeah,
I
it was
stand
unbelievable.
corrected.
Yeah.
13 seconds. And Mahomes drove the field to kick the field goal and win the game. And they changed the damn rules because of that.
Yeah.
That game comes to mind.
Yeah, that was my game. You just took my game. So now I gotta take another one real quick off the top. Okay, Kev. Off the top of the dome, Kev. Favorite game, and if I got to bring in white chocolate in this one, White Chocolate, I'm gonna ask you in a second. Kev, give me a favorite game off the top of your dome. Don't think about it.
I'm not thinking about it. I can't think of another one better that I just really admired for the intensity, the action, and then the win. Is the UNLV game back in the 90s, I think it was 1990, with by Slamma Jamma.
Okay, all right. My favorite game, before I ask White Chocolate, got to be the Patriots beating the 28 down, 28-3. Got to be that. That's my favorite game. All because my wife saw me. She came into the living room with me. We all know the score. Everything else, I was sitting in a chair and I was on the edge of my seat and trying to, just trying not to get too excited because, and I don't know if you all remember this last play. Tom Brady's on the 2-yard line, getting ready to drive to tie the game. He almost throws an interception. I almost had a stroke right then and there.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, the dude dropped it, you know what I mean? And then they got another chance, and they obviously went down and they scored, tied the game, and the next thing the game went into overtime, and they won. That was my favorite game all time of any sport. White Chocolate in the building, background, helping me out, doing this thing. Favorite game all time, and let me guess, it's a Bruins game.
Well, it is a Bruins game. I have a football one, but I'll save that. It is a Bruins game. It is Bruins versus Buffalo, 1983, Game 7. Brad Park scored the game-winning goal, and me and my brother went nuts. I was about, 16 or whatever, and the whole place went crazy. They pig-piled on him. It was awesome, and you can't beat Game 7 in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Well, there you go. Okay, there you go. All right, so now it's time for Jay posed this question a couple weeks ago, and I absolutely love it. Things that you are thinking about going into the weekend. You can be thinking about what you're going to do, things you're thinking about, just where your thought process is, And with me, I'm going to start it off because I'm going to LA, tomorrow. I'm thinking about literally closing some deals and doing what I do and everything else. And I've got to get my mind right because obviously when you switch time zones, you got to get your mind right on that. You got to get your mind right on the weather, but you also got to get your mind right on how you're dealing with other people, especially in LA, because Howie knows this very well. People in LA deal differently than people anywhere else in the country. I don't care what nobody says. It's just
different people, different species.
It is. It's completely different species.
Yep.
So Howie, what are you thinking about going into the weekend? Thinking about doing things you want to accomplish? Just talk to me.
Well, I swear to God, I don't envy you. I'm glad I ain't getting on no damn flight to LA. That's for damn sure. Man, I do it a lot. And I'm actually happy that I'm going to be able to get some rest. I'm looking forward to getting some rest this weekend. First weekend off in a long time. But I'm probably going to catch the Final Four, NCAA.
Yeah.
Definitely got to do that. We probably got to talk about that Monday.
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch that. And I think I'm going to go to a comedy show. Even though I'm off one of these days, tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to go see a comedian named G Thing and Damon Williams. They're doing a show at One Mic Detroit here in Detroit. So I think I'm do some leisurely stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I think I'm going to, catch a couple.
I heard that show's pretty hilarious too. Damon told me about it too. I got And G Thing,
I got to go check it out. Definitely.
Thinking about going into the weekend, Jay, you came up with this. So, I love to hear your response to this.
Yeah. I'm thinking about often how do I stay calm with all the chaos that's on my mind right now. It's a lot of things, a lot of tumult in the country and around the world. And so I'm thinking about, when will that start to get a little bit better? And the one thing, a quote that I could have used, but I want to save it for now, was from the late, great Arthur Ashe. And it's the answer to the very thing I've been pondering. The quote says, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can.
Ooh, I like that.
And that's where I am right now.
Okay. I have to frame that. I love that quote. Kev.
For me, I'm going to be I'm trying to change my residence, so I'm going to be filling out some applications that I've been not putting off, but I've been tapping into, but I still got to complete them and stuff. And then leisurely kick my feet up and try to watch some basketball.
Here it is.
College basketball.
And White Chocolate.
All right, so my brothers, Frank, you know them as Sergeant Slaughter and Lord Stanley from our show. We do a brothers breakfast once a month. We kind of fell by the wayside for a little bit, but Sunday morning we're supposed to go to breakfast, so I'm looking forward to that.
There it is. That's a great way to spend the weekend. Okay, guys. First of all, thank you all for doing this. And do I have time for one more? Only if we go through this. Only if we go through this real fast. I want to do this real fast. Okay, ready? All right. Biggest disappointment game that had the most hype. Howard, you go first. Biggest disappointing game that had the most hype.
I got to go with just this past playoffs. The Detroit Lions losing to the Washington Commanders. That was one of the biggest disappointing games. I thought we had a better chance at that. I thought we was going to the NFC Championship this year, and we got popped. Jane Daniels popped us. We threw a bunch of interceptions, lost the game. That was one of the biggest disappointments. Detroit Lions losing in the playoff, early in the playoffs this year.
Jay, can you make yours shorter?
Not a game for me. Not a game for me. A boxing match. Tyson Spinks.
That's a great one. I like that one too. Kev, give me yours.
Lakers versus anybody this season.
This season? Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Kev, give me yours. I mean, White Chocolate, give me yours.
I'll say Baltimore this year in the playoffs when they lost because they really should have had it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Mine's is the Seattle Seahawks against the Denver Broncos. That game that came out a couple years ago, the first game when Seattle literally stomped them. I thought the game would be a whole lot closer, and they blew them out. We had doing a radio station thing at the time. We had camped out, made this whole thing. We thought it was gonna be a great game, and turned out to be a stinker because it was a lopsided win. It was very boring. I hate that, especially in Super Bowls. Can't stand it. All right, y'all. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate this, man. Howie, tell everybody out there how they can follow you.
Oh man, Howie Bizzell, HOWIEBIZZELL on the gram, and just Google Howie Bell.
There it is. Filmmaker Jason Hayes.
At JD Hayes on Fanbase.
There it is. White Chocolate.
Follow me on Facebook on Boston Straight Shooters with Frank and on our YouTube channel.
Kev.
Right here on Box Seats, baby.
There it is. All right, y'all. We're gonna be back Monday, and Monday we're gonna start out the show with one of the. We're gonna do top 5 zestiest people walking. I'm
just gonna say right now, I am not one of them.
You're definitely like this. You definitely
no way. No.
So we are going to do that, and we got looking forward to that. Anyway, thank you all for watching the show, man. We greatly appreciate that. Box Seats will be back Monday, and Monday through Friday from 5 to 6. It's on the Humor Mill channel. Clips on obviously Humor Mill channel and all of that. Thank you all for watching. We'll see y'all Monday. Appreciate it.
All right. Peace.